if I hope to make the kind of clothes that I'd be proud of wearing, I need the help, all the help that I can get.
So what's left to do on this jacket?
Okay, well,
obviously pockets and buttonhole.
Pockets and buttonhole. I want to do a double welt because this is for a contest.
You're doing double welt pockets and the
double welt pockets, bound buttonhole, and I did the mitered sleeve fence.
Mm-hmm. And you notice you have three sleeve buttons.
Yeah, and for the mitered, I did, and that was very hard for me to line them up. It took me an hour.
You almost need a template for your buttons.
I do. However, since I don't plan to use this, I had thought about creating one, and I will at some point, but it's going to be a little trickier since
all buttons are different
sizes. But I thought very carefully because, again, this pattern didn't have sleeve buttons. I was really on my own. So I had to use my judgment. I looked at my husband's suits. I looked at my old pattern catalogs. These are the old catalogs that you can get from Hancock at the end of the season. And I also looked at my suits in my closet. I used to be a very well-dressed fashion follower and decided where to put them. But the lining has not been done yet. I have not yet sewn the shoulder pads in. I can show you my handmade shoulder pads.
We should look at those next week.
Okay.
We'll look into shoulder pads.
What else? Well, we said the lining and the buttonholes and the well pockets.
So you're close. And how many more days do you have left in this until the end of the month?
Till the end of the month. What I would like to do after I finish this one
do one more.
This is, and I didn't position this carefully enough because this is only 3/4 of an inch. I've decided, and I looked at some of my jackets, that I need to start the buttonhole 1 inch in. Now this really depends on the size of what I've discovered is that it really depends on the size of your button. Because if you don't shift it over to the right size, you're going to end up with a button that's not centered.
That makes sense. And you want the button to be centered when it's buttoned.
The button is an intention getter.
You have your button picked out, obviously. Since
I do. It's in here. Here it is. This is my collection of the buttons that I was considering for this jacket. But the clear winner is the expensive button.
Of course.
I spent a total of $30 on the fabric interfacing lining.
So it's a $30 jacket so far.
So far.
And how many hours of time?
I would say so far about 18, 20, something like that.
That's about right.
But I spent a total of $20 additional on the buttons.
Just for the buttons, $20.
Just for the buttons.
The buttons almost cost the same price as the...
Now, why would I spend so much money on buttons? Well, the answer is that buttons are attention grabbers.
Yeah.
They're like the jewelry of clothes. Yes, you do notice fabric, but it's sort of like the background. You notice the fabric.
Wool is wool, and if you touch it, you might notice it more. But most people aren't touching your jacket.
But your eye,
the button.
On this jacket, your eye travels first to the whole jacket, then it travels up to the top and catches the black ultra suede collar.
Then it will be the pockets.
Well, we're going to talk about the pockets in a minute. I've decided not to call attention to the pockets.
Okay.
But then I think the next focal point would be the button in the center.
Especially if everything's done right and the lapels are, everything's even, then the only thing that people are going to notice is a nice jacket and, oh, that's a nice button.
Now,
but they don't notice that they're noticing the button, they just see the finish.
They see the finish, and what I liked about this button was, this button, along with the ultra suede collar, I think, took a boring, nice looking but boring gray flannel jacket, and it makes it more special because the button combines it has a glossy raised rounded edge with a flat matte center. It's dimensional, and it echoes the contrast between the black ultra suede collar and the gray body.
And the
of
ultra
jacket.
suede is matte and really matches the matte and the button.
It does. It
Oh.
does.
I really like this one a lot.
Well, thank you. And
It's
I
great.
just thought it was cute.
It's very cute.
It's, classic doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to fit like a sack.
No.
And it doesn't have to be unimaginative. And I think another area of imagination was the black
Yes.
belt.
This just looks really nice. I mean, it really.
I don't think people can see the seam lines, but this jacket has the shoulder princess seam in the back, plus the center seam, and the other shoulder princess seam. And we also have some top stitching
Yeah.
on the suede, the ultra suede. And you can also see the buttons in the back. And I
Really?
think that adds it. I don't mind calling attention to my waist. I don't like to call attention to my hips. The
Yeah.
waist is okay. The back of the neck, my hair is short enough so that you'll see that. And then
And then you see the buttons and
the
the vent
buttons.
and
the vent, the
the
mitered
vents, the
sleeve
mitered
vent.
sleeve vent. Well, excellent. Well, not to change the subject, but I'm going to change the subject. I returned my fabric to fabric.com.
You
Except,
did.
yeah, I kept the raisin cotton. I brought a sample. I want you to feel this stuff again. Because this is supposed to be organic cotton mixed with Lycra. Does that feel like cotton to you at all? Remember when we were talking about, because it's this
Yeah.
raisin color and it's purpley, and we were
Yeah.
like saying, well, let's make it brown, so I got the green
Would you
dye.
like to do a burn test?
Well, because it has so much Lycra, I was thinking you wouldn't be able to do a burn test because it's not.
But it's supposed to be cotton lycra?
Doesn't this look like polyester to you? This doesn't look like nylon, but poly.
Well,
I dyed this green. It didn't change color whatsoever at all. To me, that says
polyester does
synthetic.
not.
I mean, it doesn't even have any. This
I
can't
think
be.
nylon changes color.
Nylon does, but this can't be cotton, can it?
If it didn't change color,
It's supposed to be cotton Lycra.
no.
When you
Cotton
feel
lycra
this-
doesn't feel. No, cotton lycra, it will pill.
Yes.
This will not pill. You could wear this for 100 years. And
You know what
it
I'm
won't
noticing
pill.
is like when I stretch it and I put my fingers behind it, see
Yes.
that it's shiny and there's no
Yes.
fuzz?
Yeah, it's not.
That-
It's not. I love fabric.com for some of their fabrics, but I have found that that they're
It's just not necessary. I mean, this was a good deal. It was just over $3 a yard, which was
Yeah.
just super darn cheap. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I don't mind it,
Yeah.
but it certainly isn't organic cotton.
no. I mean, it's no more
It feels-
organic than this.
Yes,
This
exactly.
is poly lycra
I mean, it's a nice, soft,
from fabric.com.
yeah,
Logan Tax.
Logan Tex.
Foxy Lady.
So today at the thrift shops, are you looking
Yes.
for ties?
I'm always.
Are you
looking
almost
for
out of ties?
Do you know why I look for ties?
Well, we can talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
Or I'll just talk about it. and-
Okay. I mean, I can show you very quickly why I use.
Well, what I'm probably gonna do is, what I can do is, you put the black on top. Is
That's
this your
felt.
newest one?
That's the newest one.
Wow.
It's a little heavy. It's a little
it's pretty.
dense.
But you know, it looked
hard.
great on the jacket.
Did it?
Yeah, it looked like a nice
Does it
firm.
look? Do you think it looks? Jacket so far looks good enough.
It-
I have to fix one little area in the shoulder.
Here, I'm gonna
in the
stop this.
middle.